Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for Clear It Out. And oh, I'm late, but I got a lot done this month. I had a members live where I opened up my fall bins. Sometimes the members get to choose, and I had 2 full iris cases of fall stuff, and I'm not convinced everything is in there because there's still a couple things like dyes and different things that I haven't seen. I made 4 fall journals here. Then I have 1 more that's a UFO. I don't know if it's going to get done for sure this year. And then I think I have 1 in my stash that's not even listed on Etsy. So if you're looking for a fall journal or you want to do a gratitude journal, if a gratitude journal is a new thing for you, every day in November you write what you're grateful for. There can be a whole bunch of rules, but I don't do rules. So you can get a marker and write 1 word. You can get a pen and write small. These journals, I've made it so you have 30 places to write if you want. If you don't want to, pull a bunch of the papers out and throw them out, okay? If you're new here, I always tell you, just because I make a journal a certain way doesn't mean anything. Take all the stuff out, rearrange it, and I'll show you some flexibility things along the way if that's something that you're interested in learning in. Because sometimes people look at these books and they say, what should I do with them? Well, what do you want to do with them? Do you want to throw out all the places, the loose pieces of paper that you would write on and just put pictures of your dog? Because I would totally do that, and that would be a fun way to do it too. Do you want to put pictures of all the things you canned or the beautiful desserts and food you made? That sounds amazing. Tag me if you post an amazing dessert. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. This first one, we'll call this one Inspire. You can see why. There's a lot of yellow in this one. And what I've done is I have a cut apart that's layered on some craft paper. And then I have, I think it's chipboard, but it could be wood. Maybe it's wood. And the wood has Dina Wakley sprays on it, so it's a slick acrylic. I'm not sure how a large piece of paper is gonna hold up on the front of these journals, but it was so darn cute, I gave it a try. If it falls off, stick it back on with some E6000 or super glue or Gorilla Glue. You don't have to be a fancy crafter, you've got something. I have 2 journals in this video that have this big long tie. I should have showed you better. I had it tied as a bow. You could shorten it up and tie it in a knot. You could also, if you wanted, go around like this and then tie it shorter here. I mean, however you want to do it. I left them long. You can cut them off with scissors if you can figure out how you want to tie it. The other thing is, because they have ties, you could make them like big old crocodile like this if you want. So you might want to wait to decide how long you want the ties. These are all stitched together with some color of waxed linen thread. This one's kind of funny because this one I went this far down and this one I went farther up. You know, they're handmade. They have some differences. I love how this one turned out. I just played into this mustard color, this like sunflowery color and throughout. On the inside, you have this yellow envelope and then paper to write. And I used a lot of stickers in these. You're going to see tons of stickers. If you don't know where to write, the answer is anywhere you want. You can write on the back of these. You could write around this. You can write on both sides of the envelope. When I write in these journals, I write on everything because I try and make mine last a really long time. Cute little notepad here. You can write on the backs of these. You can write on the inside, or you can take it, throw it away, or put it somewhere else if you want. Look on the bright side, season's best, fall. You can write on the back of all these pieces of paper, or you can write on the back of none of them. It sort of depends on if you like to write. Crisp, cool days, pumpkin time. These come out, go right back in. And then we have a sticker here that really plays up the colors of this paper. These are chipboard frames, and I used quite a few of them. And what I finally realized and what dawned on me was if they were horizontal and they were too big to fit on a journal page, I took my Tim Holtz scissors and I just chopped those suckers up. So it says making memories and it's super cute, and I made it work for my size journal. If you don't have a cup of coffee or tea, you should probably get one because it's probably going to be long. Then we've got something in the tuck spot here. And again, if you don't like what's in the tuck spot, throw it out. Put a picture of your cat. Napkins, it says blessings, and I loved it, so I used it in a couple of different, you're going to see that some things are repeated themes in each one. Then a sticker that says patch, life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall. Some of these are just inked edges. Some of them might have stickers. They might have stamps on the back. Again, playing up the like daisy, sunflower type things in here. Fall is my favorite, and the edges are just inked up. And then this is a little pocket right here. Doesn't have anything in it, but you could put something in it. And then I've glued some leaves on, just tiny embellishments. Autumn splendor, cozy fall days. This folds up. You have a little card in there. I try to remember to put something in all the pockets, partly so you know they're pockets, like that one. If you didn't watch the video, you might not know. And when I'm doing 4 at a time, I might forget to put some in there. Love for leaves. And then on the back, lots of room to write. If this was my journal, I'd also write on the front. Anything that's solid color, if it's super dark, you can use a gold or a white pen. And this, you could use any. Beautiful fall day and pumpkin time, and we have some pumpkin stickers. Another napkin that I just loved and had to be in here. The napkins are pretty. They add a nice texture. They make a nice sound. Just interesting. Autumn. This was like a scrapbook page thing. It said autumn fun, but I just wanted the autumn. And I'm not even sure there. Can you see the beautiful leaves? I really like it. And it's fun to make things that layer like this. So when you flip the page, you're seeing a lot of things at once. Okay, begin with gratitude. This is a pocket. You have a pocket in the middle and you have a card you can write on both sides. If this was my journal, I would write right here. I would write on this both sides. I would write here. If you're not a big journaler and you don't want to have that many places to write, don't write here if you don't want to write every day. Maybe you only want to write Friday and Saturdays because the rest of the week is too busy. And maybe you only want to write on the white sides. Don't feel in any way like there are rules. There are not rules in crafting and relaxing. And then on this little frame, I also put thankful heart, a little sticker down there. I love that. Love for fall, and we've got a bunch of different things. Fall memories. Oops, that one's upside down. Fall is my season, and a little pocket. Sometimes I forget to write on the back of these, but sometimes I'll write something like saw a whale or had Marionberry cobbler. Here, you can write all over it. Remember this, writing on both sides, or you could throw this out and put a picture of your dog right here. We're going down the other side. So you have the napkin, grateful, and it's a pocket. So it has some stickers behind it right now. You can use the stickers or throw them out, put whatever you want. Another one of these cards. Those came in Happy Mail to me. And grateful, and it tips out. Now on a patterned page like this, you can do all sorts of things. You can take your pen and kind of write between the leaves. I've done that with the pattern of the paper, and it kind of winds around and it's fun. You could glue 2 photos. You could put your favorite pumpkin pie recipe. We have a piece of chipboard here and a card here. Then fall is the best. Pumpkin everything and a picture, a sticker right there. And then I put this in here, Thanksgiving. You could cut it off and just use thanks. You could put it on the page of Thanksgiving with you and a bunch of friends or family. You could throw it away. Blessed, and I've got leaves down here. I just thought it was fun in that pocket. Hello, fall. Grateful, I would write in that circle. I would write here. The other thing too is if you, like say you were going to use this somewhere else or throw it away, you can always take this page, you can stick this over here in this pocket too, and then glue something right here if you want. Just whatever you want to do. I've made a couple of videos behind the scenes for my members that show how I use a journal. It's not always the same. I have a little grateful sticker and a flower sticker, little bits here and there that might not show in the video. Here I've stitched this ribbon on like 3 different ways. And then I have journaling cards here and then a card behind that's big and pulls out. Cute little one here, pumpkin spice and everything nice. Every one of these journals has some kind of fabric flip. So then you write right here, and then you cover it up. Now this one's a little different. If you get this journal, think about it. If you don't want it to show and it's like your secrets, don't write below this line. Or you could put a cute little sketch right here and it would show too. Or you can just keep writing and it can show. I do that all the time. Same here, right? We've talked about it. Staple something, glue something, tape something, put pictures, whatever you want to do. You could take this, put it right here. You can make it a tip out, whatever. There's a card there. There's a card there. You could write right there. This is the day and a cute little tree. So this is Inspire. Each of these journals is $26 all in, shipped in the US. You have to be 18 to tell me your address. You'll message me and tell me which one you want, and I'll give it to the first person that asks. I did give my members a peek at these already today, so I'll have to check their responses. About an hour before I filmed, they didn't have any. So Inspire, that's that one. Let's look at this one. I did not put anything on the cover because this is Cartabella, and I just love to sit around and feel Cartabella paper. It has a nice texture. This is a gorgeous pattern with a lot of movement in it. I just didn't have the heart to cover it up. I even had an idea on what to use. I didn't do it. So if you want, you can glue something on the front of this. It's nice and sturdy. It'll stay really well. Right here, we've got cards and some stickers. Favorite season, love for fall, some little accents. Be happy today, and some stickers down here, cozy and a pumpkin. We've got pumpkins in the basket on the bicycle, and then an upper tuck spot. Those are nice. It moves things around on the page and evens out the journal a little bit. Little tiny tuck spot here and a church down here. Hello, fall. I like that because it shows through, and then always something to be thankful for. So I was going to put it on the vellum, but it's just fun sticking through the vellum. And then down here it says on a journey. And then when you flip it, always something to be thankful for, shows in the back. These are busy papers. So this one, I probably wouldn't try and write on this one. I don't know. This one you could write like this between the dark colors. Again, pictures. Pictures, magazine cutouts, glue book, whatever you want to do. Pumpkins, 25 cents. Okay, I love this paper. Watch this. Whoa, that is a bright pink. I left it for a couple of reasons. A, you might actually like pink. It goes with this napkin. It's a nice solid to write on, but it's a wow in there, isn't it? You don't expect that from me, but it did really look nice with this napkin. I like to play up the colors on the pages. This I would write on. You could write on it just fine. Same for the gray. Here, we've got another one of those photo frames and a little thing that says play on it. Mostly, I just like the green color with it. And then we've got cards up here. This one says, it's the little things that make life big. Gather. Love for leaves. Happy days. I like this one with the wood grain. And yes, I would write on that. Hello, beautiful, gorgeous fall. And then we've got a tuck spot here with a cute little sticker that plays up the colors. Happy fall, y'all. These are coffee dyed. They're messy looking. If you're not into this kind of grunge stuff, throw it out. But it is pretty cute. But it does cover up the cute pumpkins, so I was torn. You could also cut these smaller or fold them in half. Sometimes I write on stuff, fold it in half, then tuck it in the journal or in the pocket this way if you want your pumpkins to show better. It's a nice thin paper, so you could totally do that. Then we've got our flip up here. This is a nice one. I really like this one. It's kind of bright for this journal, but I just couldn't resist it. 3 kinds of fabric and a foam die cut leaf. It's fun foam, so it has a nice like felty texture. And then I've stitched some stuff up here. You flip it up, you write right here, cover up your secrets. Here we've got a card with a pumpkin sticker. I've just played up the same stickers and papers throughout. And this one to write on. I didn't put anything here. I kind of feel like you can put what you want there. This, give you a little bit room to decorate if you like that and you're maybe scared to start from blank. In here, I've got some ephemera pieces that you might want to glue somewhere else. This one's actually stuck. See, it's the same. It's the sticker that matches it, but those are not. Again, you could just throw all those away and put, I don't know, cute little picture or some item from your weekend in there. Then you flip this page and you've got washi tape. I don't know if that shows. And then 2 stickers and then a couple of things in the pockets. See, we've got some little stickers on there. And I just love this pumpkin paper. At first, I wasn't sure about this, you know, minty, non-traditional colors, but I just love it. So I've got a stripe of washi here and then give thanks and a pumpkin on top of it. And you can either leave the paper and just admire it or, again, glue whatever you want. It could be the receipts for your pumpkin lattes. I'm not really into them, but I know people get excited. Cards here. Look, I would wear those boots for sure. This is Farmer Gordon's Pumpkin Farm and the receipt. And so a journaling card here. Here you could write around it if you wanted, or you could just write on the back. And then just a cute little one in this pocket, because sometimes I can't resist putting something in little tiny pockets. Little things are cute. Okay, then I made a bunch of these envelopes a while ago and I worked them into here. I put some paper to write on, so you have your little journaling card and then apples on it, and then you just close it back up. If you don't like it, if you're not into like flip outs and tip outs, you can always just take a pair of scissors and cut it off right there, or leave it if it's too thick. And then you could even come back and put a picture over this and just the little white would show and you'd be fine. Pumpkin pie, hot cocoa, very cute. You get the idea. Then here we've got a splash of that pink and a sticker on the back of that. And can you tell this is the paper from like when we did this, when papers were embossed and glittered on, came that way. It doesn't shed. It's very nice, very fun. Plays it up. We're just going down the other side. Again, you can write on these. The napkin, if the layers get separated, sometimes I glue stick them, sometimes I don't. If you don't like the napkins and you're like, why did this weird lady put napkins in a journal? You can literally just kind of grab this and pop it and tear it out. You just tear it and then grab the other side and tear it. Okay, so in here, we've got Farm Fresh. We've got a pocket down here, Harvest Fall. This is the piece of vellum from the envelope on the other side. You could staple or glue something to that. Like I have taken glue and put it down the edge and put a photo right here. You don't have to do anything with it. Give thanks. So that, we'll call that one leaves because the cover is all leaves. So again, $26 all in, shipped in the US. Okay, this one is like the first one with the tie and the bow, and I zigzagged this on and zigzagged here, and the edge is waxed linen thread. But look at this. On the front, I just had a heyday. This is coffee dyed lace. My friend Nancy was smart enough to say, hey, dye that, because I had it and I loved it, but it was way too bright. And then this is a chipboard piece that is painted with probably some penny colored paint. And it's a little junky looking. Like, look at it. It's not perfect. So if you're looking for like I bought this at Hallmark, like it's a little junky. I love it. I love how it turned out though. And I love this color thread with this. This journal is more elegant than the others. I think that's the way to describe it, or maybe understate it. You'll see as we go through. And it's not like the one that already sold from the prior video. It's just different. They're all different. So here I have a card with birds and I've inked the edges. And then one of those envelopes, and it has a bit of paper in it, that coffee dyed stationery. And I just tucked it right here so you can keep it or toss it or whatever. I have a fabric pocket inside. Grateful, and I've got 2 journaling cards tucked in there. Autumn Splendor, and I've got a journaling card here. And this is actually a sticker that I glued on, but you might not even notice. And that was my intent. Anytime I tried to do my normal really high contrast, I kind of held myself back here a little bit because that wasn't really what I was going for in this journal. So I probably would have put the bright orange leaf on this and made all this pop, but I just kind of caught myself. November, this is a giant rub-on. I want you to be very proud of me. There's a lot of effort there. And a journaling card. If you're not familiar with these, you've got a couple options here. You can cut them so it's not there. You can staple them or tape them. You can pretend this is a photo of your dog, and you can kind of tuck it in the edge and then glue the whole thing down like that, and it kind of helps hold the picture. However you want to do it. It depends on if you are a person that likes to write or glue stuff in, or if you like things chunky or not. And you'll see different examples, like you've seen them where I glue the ends, the middle, and the end, and then there's 2 small pockets, however you want to do it. No right or wrong. Oh, we should put something here. Well, I don't know what to put. I'm going to put this Post-it right now, and then I might forget. That is a pocket. It is an alcohol dyed leaf that my friend Andrea die cut, and it's a pocket. It kind of goes with this journal because it's not your basic stickers all over kind of paper. It's more understated and artsy. Then this one is a flip up, of course, and I put a wax seal on it that really matches the fabrics. I was tempted to put a bright green one right there, but it just spoke to me, and it said, I need to calm down a little. So right there, and sometimes my fabric flips are crooked, and that just happens. That's how life is. Count your blessings, and a little tiny pocket right there. And if this was my journal, I'd put something over here probably, but I don't know what yet. And then we've got some nice big spaces to write. And again, you can write on the front, you can write on the back, you can write wherever you want. And there's no right or wrong way to put them in the pockets. This is just a cute little envelope with a piece of coffee dyed paper in it. So adds some more interest, gives you somewhere else to write besides these cards too. Cute little cards to write on or rearrange in the book. Autumn days, and you've got a card here. And this is a little bit of burlap up here and some brads. And then I put a sticker that kind of went with the paper, or a piece of the paper that went with it to kind of tie it in. This year's last smile, autumn. Here we have each day brings a new reason to be grateful. And if you don't want that to show at all, you can flip it over like this, put it back in behind these. And so this is an example where I glued the ends and the middle, and then I put little tags in here. So you have 3 spots to write on that page. If that's too much for you or too messy, pull some out, throw them away. My feelings will not be hurt. It is all about what you want. Ooh, I love this. I feel like maybe Nancy or someone has this stamp. I don't think I have it. Everyone must take time to sit and watch the leaves turn. Elizabeth Lawrence. I thought that was a fabulous, fabulous sentiment for this journal full of leaves. And then we have some more of that dyed paper right here. And there's a bunch of it in the back. I'll show you what I did on this one. And then here. So this one, remember how I said there's 30 in the book? This one might not have a full 30 in what you just counted. But back here, our friend Mary made this envelope and gave it to me. And I thought, oh, it would be fun in this journal. Like I was like committed to using up some cool items that I hadn't used. And then in it, I have quite a few pieces of that dyed paper where I've rounded the edges. So you could take these out and put them in the book where you need them, like sequence wise. Maybe on this day you were like, whew, I need a little more to write here. And so you could put it in there and you'd have plenty of space to write. This one probably has the most writing space because it has some plain white pages and it has all these papers in it. And you can always add papers too, even if it's just notebook paper. I mean, there are no rules. The one we looked at before this probably has quite a bit less writing space than this, because when you have a lot of patterned papers, especially if you're shy, like maybe you're not brave to write on this, I would totally write on this. It would show just fine. But this one has a lot of writing space, and I tried not to make them like they're not numbered. It's not like this is for November. This is just a gorgeous journal that might make you happy. Okay, then this one is craft text. Now, I've talked about craft text before and we're running long, so that's not the point of this. I may have gotten a little too exuberant with this one. So if this was my journal, I might take some of these little things out just so it flattens out a little and it's not so crocodile-y. But I don't know. As you flip through, you might say, no, we need all that. So on the outside, we have craft text, which I don't know. I think they call it vegan leather. It's really sturdy paper. I've stitched on it. I've got something, I think it's a natural fiber bark of some kind. I made a cover out of this. I think Tony snatched that one up. And this is the scrap from it that I love. This is some more of that dyed lace. And then I've got some wooden leaves. Sometimes people say, well, why don't you paint the leaves? Well, because I like wood. I'm a Pacific Northwest girl. If anything, I guess maybe I could stain them, but I love to see the wood grain. If you paint them up too much, they just look like plastic. And the point of these to me is the wood. So, and I love the contrast, right? You know, I'm all about the contrast. So this is a cutie. On all of them, I didn't say it, but if you don't like the threads, cut them. In some places I left them because I thought they were fun. In some places I cut them, like around here, I cut them off because they were messy. It was hard to tie things and all that. Here we go. This one's fun. On the inside, I love that the stitching shows. We've got a pocket right here that says blessed, and a pocket here, and another card with a pumpkin on it. And this is Cartabella paper, so it feels wonderful and luscious. Fall days are the best days. Card here where I have a little I love autumn sticker, and then the wood grain on the back, and showing through the vellum, which is just fun. It's just a fun way to do it. Grateful, and see, so I've used a lot of the same things, but in colors that go with each journal. So this one's got the orange and the craft and the tan. Some stickers here if you want to use them. Long walks, sweaters, bonfires, autumn. Journaling card for you, but also I'm just showing you this is a pocket, so you could put whatever you want in there. No rules, right? Pumpkin latte time, a tree. I love trees. Like, I'm obsessed with trees. It's not joy that make us grateful. It's gratitude that makes us joyful. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Then here we have a really cool, like, handmade paper showing through. So happy, and a little notepad thing, and a journaling card. You could also write right here. The little things, it's a layered up embellishment, and then a tiny puffy sticker. You know I'm obsessed with puffy stickers, right? I can't help it. They're just fun. Beautiful autumn, and I've got a sticker and a sticker down here. And then on this one, I put some solid paper on the back of it and a sticker, grateful heart, so you can write on the back of this, tip out. And again, I didn't love the pie paper that much, so I was a little torn. You could take this glue at the top and the bottom and make this a pocket and see a lot less of the pies, but a tip out is always fun, and I like grateful heart, so maybe a photo, a recipe, or take some other paper and put it on there. Oh, I love the little wheelbarrow with the pumpkins and the watering can. Pumpkin picking, fall is in the air. It's just a fun little embellishment with a bunch of collage on top of it. Fall day, and then I've got a journaling card back here. Oops, I don't have any textiles or anything on that. I mean, the world doesn't end. It's just weird. Then here I have a flip, and then you can see what I did is I tried to add the focal point that went with the journal. So the yellow leaf was already on that one, but like a bunch of these, they were just the fabric and the top piece. And so then I went into the chipboard for this paper collection and found something, inked up the edges and put it on here. So that's fun. If you do that with chipboard or something stiff, don't get it right to the stitching like I did on this one, because it doesn't like flip up all the way. You'll have to hold it when you write. But I learned from that. See, that one's crooked. I sewed it together crooked. Also, most of these are a secret pocket behind that. So this one, you can also put stuff in there if you want more pockets. Our fall favorites, and you can write your ideas, memories. I might put something else here if this was mine. So very grateful is on that cute little circle. And then we've got, what is this, like a receipt library card? I don't know. It's cute. And another little journaling card here that you can write on the back of. Give thanks in all things. Blessings, and it's a tip out that you can write on. If it's long and skinny, I usually write this way on them. And colors of autumn, you could write on the back of that. Anytime you have trouble because of lack of support, get a book or something, and like on this tip out, I would put a book under this, and then I would write right there. Again, you can do whatever you want here. I just love the paper. Maybe you just leave it. Fall bucket list, and then a card you can write on the back of that. Do you have like things you do every year for fall? I do. I have things like, I feel very strongly you have to have pumpkin pie and it has to have whipped cream or the world has ended. I mean, there are some basic things that you just have to do in fall. Look at this. It's a cute little piece of paper, and then I got a lone launch without taking her head off and inked the edges. Some people go puddle jumping. I don't like to have my feet wet. That's not my jam. Just enjoying all of the lovely fall days. And then we have a card here. And again, I got used to those blues and greens. Now, I don't usually make bookmarks, but this piece of paper was in my scraps and I loved it. It's the Cartabella paper. It's beautiful on this side. And then on this side, it's the fall scenes. And when I write in a journal regularly, I kind of do like to have the page marked, so I'm not looking for it. Sometimes I write late at night, but sometimes I write at like 5:30 in the morning with a tiny lamp on and a cup of coffee, so then I know where I was. I don't put yarn or anything like that in my bookmarks because Sadie trained me I wasn't allowed to do that, but I mean, you could. Anyway, I thought it was a nice bookmark to go with this one if you like that. If you don't, throw it away. Pumpkins, 25 cents, and a nice page topper pocket. I like that one. Pumpkin spice and everything nice, and you've got the mustard yellowy color coming out of that paper there. Here we have an envelope. I glued it to that handmade paper. Then I put a little thing so you can tuck it closed, and then inside it I put a journaling card with the truck on it. So you just got all kinds of things going on here. Every one of these journals is they're just different, right? Autumn is here, and then, well, it was just cute, and then it needed a little journaling card in it, so it has some apples. Choose joy, and then you can write on the back. I am grateful for, and then here we have a pocket. It says beautiful, and I glued it in the middle, so I have 1, 2, 3 spots of glue to tighten that whole thing up, and I put a whole stripe to make it tight. And then you have your little journaling cards. This one has a couple of leaves on it, so you can write on those. I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers from Anne of Green Gables. Then, look, I had to use this little squirrel. He was just crazy cute. Okay. Then back here we have a few more items. Pumpkins, candles, hot chocolate, fuzzy socks. Yes, falling leaves and sweaters. I'm not so much into the falling leaves. Somebody has to clean them up. We've got apples and places to write and a cute little acorn right there. And then this back pocket says fall on it. Okay, so that one, Craftex. I don't care how you spell it. I'll figure it out. I think it's actually spelled with a K, but that's the Craftex cover. So Craftex. Oh, did we name this one? Thanks. Give thanks in all things. Thanks. Leaves and inspire. If you have any questions about purchasing or anything that you saw here, you just have questions, don't ever hesitate to leave me comments down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and these projects. And you can always message me on Instagram. Be really careful about scams, especially this time of year. Don't go giving your information out to people. I'm not going to email you and ask you for your credit card information. That's not how it works. You would pay me on Etsy and we would make a plan in advance because I am too lazy to take the pictures and list all the items. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking great care of yourselves and making time for crafting and relaxing. Don't forget to check out Stampin' Cat on Instagram. The link is in the description down below to see the cool cards that she made for Clear It Out. She dug into her stash and she's got pops of purple that I love. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.